Hey, Ty here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. So it's Friday and many things happened this week in VR and we're here to talk about them. A new Link accessory from Meta, new branding from Meta. Spoiler, it's not good. Project Cambria Leaks, Unreal Engine 5. More info about PSVR performance in games. And of course, new games worked on. It's a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the big story this week. It seems like we're gonna get an easy-to-use accessory for Link, so streaming PCVR to our Oculus Quest, Oculus Quest 2, directly from Meta, in the form of a small dongle, USB dongle, to have a dedicated Wi-Fi 6 connection with our headsets, and created in partnership with D-Link. The code for D-Link, DWA, F18 VR Airbridge was discovered in the Oculus PC driver by an engineer called It'sCaitlin03. And this product already has a name, Airbridge, with also string referring to setup Airbridge, so this seems to be the official name. Now, this driver seems to be based on the product that already exists from D-Link, that is the DWA X1850, that is around $70. Now, it's not very clear yet how this thing will work, but it seems like it's going to be something with a custom firmware to actually make it easier to connect your Quest to the PC, or maybe a Meta Oculus branded thing to have a best in-class experience with it. The same thing they did with the Link cable. At the end of the day, it's still one of the best in quality out there, even if it's very expensive, and probably we're gonna see the same thing over here, but to have a wireless dedicated connection, to have the best experience possible, wireless, with your Quest 2 playing PCVR games. And will connect directly to it instead of using your home network that most of the time is very busy from on the phones, laptop, tablets, and everything you have at home. So I think this is a great thing for people that don't want a dedicated router. I have a dedicated router with my dedicated band just for it, and it works very well already, but yeah, it seems like a good idea to have a dongle to make it even easier for people that, you know, they're not that techy, just easier. And that's good. Now, it's worth noticing that this is a Wi-Fi 6 router with a 2.4 and 5 GHz connection. It doesn't seem like it's gonna have the 6 GHz connection of the Wi-Fi 6E. Anyway, the Quest 2 and the Quest 1 don't really have that band anyway, so they could not use it. But if you use the Wi-Fi 6E, then it will be very useful for products in the future, like maybe the Cambria with even a better connection and a more stable connection to bring up even more the bitrate, so the quality of the video streaming that you're having for your games. So yeah, it seems very interesting. Let's see if it's gonna be future-proofed, and let's see, most of all, if it's actually gonna arrive or it's just a leak and something that they were testing internally for the drivers. We will see. And because we're talking about Meta branded things, well, the move is happening. Meta is starting to ship Oculus Quest 2, Meta Quest 2, with a bad Meta brand on it. We had an update for everyone to have the splash screen with the Meta brand at the beginning when you turn it on, and now everyone has it with the latest update, V38. And now, well, we're gonna have it also branded directly on the headset and on the controller instead of our old style Oculus brand. It's sad, but we knew it was happening. So now your Oculus, it's sad, but we knew it was happening. So now your Oculus Quest 2 and your Oculus Quest and everything Oculus 2 you have became officially a part of history. And maybe, you know, we're all gonna be rich when we're gonna sell it in 20 years or so. Talking about Meta, after the latest Meta leak, this came from Brad saying that he actually saw a picture of the Cambria, the official headset. He couldn't actually take pictures of it because he wanted to keep a relationship with this person and don't put them in trouble. But he created, with the help of the designer that also made the Apple VR 3D model, well, the 3D model of what he remembers from Cambria, from what he saw. And the particular thing here, it seems like this headset had a big shift to mixed reality with 2 big cameras and 2 time-to-fly sensor or something to understand the depth, of course, because this headset apparently is going to move more on the mixed reality territory where you can see through the cameras and add things to the real world. Let's say a cheaper AR right now, and also having, of course, VR functionalities. It seems like it's going to be anyway a consumer headset and not anymore something like out of this world, just for business and enterprise. But of course, it's going to be a bit higher in price than the Oculus Quest 2 that is very cheap. And we know that Oculus itself, Meta itself, is losing money with each one of those because, of course, they're going to make money back with the software like it happens with the console market. So it's going to have 6 to 8 cameras just in the headsets, plus the cameras on the controllers, because the controllers are going to track themselves. In every situation, they're not going to rely anymore on the cameras on the headset. So big awareness of what's around that is super important when we're talking about VR applications or AR applications to then add something to the real world. The design is very nice. It doesn't seem too bulky. It seems pretty comfortable indeed. And yeah, I'm digging it. But now let's turn page and let's talk about something else that is not Meta. And well, PSVR 2 is a big topic lately, and that's a good reason. That headset looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see it in person. I can wait for them to announce when we're going to be able to finally use it. And because we have the state of an Unreal, that is the Unreal Engine 5 presentation, because now it's officially out. So if you ever something you want to work on it, I'm pretty sure you know it already. But yeah, that engine is out. It looks absolutely fantastic from the demos that we have. And during the presentation, many developers were featured for using Unreal Engine 5. And on the top right of this big board, you can see also PlayStation VR 2. Now, PlayStation VR 2 is not a developer, of course. So this is more for a marketing reason for sure to have their name over there. Also, all the other things are for marketing anyway. But we know that Unreal Engine 5 is gonna work in VR. And seeing that engine in action, well, I can really wait to experience those graphics in VR. Something that is gonna be possible also thanks to the competitor in a way that is Unity, that as we talked about in the past during GDC, they made a PSVR 2 presentation. Now, it's around an hour. If you want, I can make a video just on it. It might be interesting maybe, but the major point of it was talking about the eye tracking. So the ability of the PSVR 2 to actually track the position of your eyes. Knowing when you look, it can render majority of the pixels where you're looking at and much less all around. And that's very interesting because with that enabled, they're talking about a big increase in graphic. 2.5 just with full better rendering, so without using the eye tracking, and using the eye tracking, there's an increase of 3.6 times. And at these high resolutions, that is going to make a big difference. And that's what we see from this Unity presentation. Going back to a previous rumor where they say that PSVR 2 will port many regular games to VR, well, they sound absolutely amazing. Imagine all the Resident Evil porter like we have right now on PCVR, thanks to modders like PreyDog. And actually I want to talk about it because lately I'm finally close to the ending of Resident Evil 2 VR with a PreyDog mod to have like hand tracking and stuff. And it works absolutely fantastic. I really recommend it. It seems like a real port. And many times, like, these modders make a better job than big companies, like we saw with Hitman 3, that is absolutely crap in VR. When these things is like feels natural, it runs very well as well. And yeah, it's actually working also on Resident Evil 8 VR with the same motion tracking thing. But so far right now you can play Resident Evil 2, you can play Resident Evil 3, you can play Resident Evil 7, but without your hands, just with a controller. I'm usually chicken, I'm very scared to play this kind of games, but I don't know why lately I'm playing a lot of Resident Evil 2 VR. I'm playing also Alien Isolation with a Mother VR mod. I just don't know, maybe I'm growing up or something. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to playing Resident Evil 8 Village because I didn't play it flat. I didn't even try it because I wanted this mod to happen and I knew that someone was going to work on it. And I think these kind of games when you're first person are best experienced in VR, and the Resident Evil loop always works very well in there. There's also more action, more shooting, so it's gonna be cool. And last point, talking about games, we're gonna have April 10, the Meta Game Showcase, where you're gonna see new games coming to the Oculus platform, to the Meta Quest platform, or whatever they wanna call it. Oh, I spill on that because I think we're gonna see very interesting stuff. I still want to see the project from the Boneworks creators to the Oculus Quest was going to come, and this might be the time. They're really hyping up these events, so I hope it's going to be good this time, because last year they were a bit meh, but you know, the platform is growing and they need more games. Anyway, these were the most important things that happened this week. I think the most interesting things for VR. If you like this kind of video where I go through these news all together instead of doing a video each time, let me know so we can keep going. And but yeah, that was all. Are you interested, by the way, in the little dongle for Airlink, the Airbridge? Would you actually buy something like it, or are you okay with your router and stuff? Do you have a dedicated router? But yeah, that was all, guys, about the future videos. They actually sent the Pro Volver from Pro Tool that I'm trying lately. And they sent back the Vario Aero ear because they said that they fixed the problem that we were talking about during the review. And I'm trying to see if they actually fixed it or not, of still having a problem. So those videos are gonna come out very, very soon next week. So stay tuned. And yeah, that was all. If you liked the video, like. If you did like this, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you leave at the channel, there's a join button down there. Little further, also the Patreon. Thanks to the Patreons who joined the channel, of course. Helps with expenses for all like the different license for music, for freaking editing software and stuff. So thank you so much. And we're not yet there to cover it completely, but it's better than nothing. And yeah, see you guys next video. Thanks for watching.